Good morning. It is a cold and brisk day here in North Carolina. Today I'm going to try and photograph a winter visitor to North Carolina, the swamp sparrow. So come along and enjoy this adventure. Well, fun facts about swamp sparrows. Swamp sparrows breed in the northern part of the United States from New England all the way over to the end of Lake Superior, and all the way north into the subarctic region of Canada. In the wintertime, these birds migrate to the southern part of the United States, and they will go as far south as Mexico and into Central America in very cold winters. Because of climate change and because the winters are so mild here in North Carolina, these birds are a dependable bird that you can find here in North Carolina. Any kind of wetland that has any kind of brushy, swampy plants around it with grasses and fruits that it can eat in, chances are you will find a swamp sparrow in that area. And they're relatively easy to find if you can find the habitat. And they are a dependable bird here in North Carolina. The only time that you probably will not see a bird in the wintertime in North Carolina is if we have a brutally cold winter where the lakes and ponds actually freeze over. And that hasn't happened in decades. So you can probably depend on finding a swamp sparrow here in North Carolina. I can hear you already groaning. Sparrows? Are you serious? Sparrows? So what I do when I go out looking for sparrows is I basically try to identify what species will be in an area that I go in. So right here in the swampy area in the fall and the winter time, the only sparrows I'm going to run into in this area here is swamp sparrows, Lincoln sparrows, and song sparrows. Those three birds there. So if I can identify those three species of birds, chances are I can identify the bird I'm running into. And a swamp sparrow is a mid-sized sparrow with a mid-sized tail. It is classified as a really dark bird. It has chestnut colored feathers on its wings. It has a clear breast, a little bit of white on the throat. It has a rufous color or reddish coloring on its head and gray on its face. If I see a bird that fits that description, chances are I'm looking at a swamp sparrow. So the situation I'm in right now is I have a wetland over here and a wetland over here. And the birds seem to be moving from this wetland to this wetland over here. Now, what they're doing is they're landing in this tree right here before they go to the second wetland. And what I'm hoping to do is catch the birds in that tree. Now, the sun is perfectly lined up right here so I can get perfect light on the bird. I'm shooting an aperture priority. I'm shooting an ISO of 800. And that's giving me a shutter speed between 1/15th of a second and 1/2000th of a second, which is fantastic speeds for the ISO that I'm shooting at. So the only thing I have to wait for is the birds to land in that tree. Now I have my camera this high up on the tripod because I want to be at eye level with the bird. And I think this is very important. It's something that I think a lot of people ignore when they're taking pictures of birds and trees. You know, when you're in the beach, you get down low. When you're out here like this, you got to get up high. Well, I finally was able to get a photograph of my swamp sparrow. It's been a long time out here doing this. The sparrows didn't seem to want to cooperate. Once they got into that tree, they seemed to want to hide behind every leaf and branch that was on it. So, but I think I finally got an image of it that's pretty good. I'm going to show you what they are, but I'm really excited about doing this. I mean, I focused on it and I got the picture I wanted. I think planning out your photo shoots will definitely make you a better photographer. I'm really hoping it will. You have to be willing to fail, but I think this is something that I can do to take really good pictures. Most of the images I take are what I call accidental pictures, or pictures that occur as I'm looking for a bird. I don't plan out situations. In a lot of situations you can't do that. You can't predict where the birds are going to be. But in situations like this, to get a higher quality of image, you got to sometimes plan it out and just focus on one bird. So I'm hoping you learned something from this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because that helps us in the YouTube world. Leave your comments below. I respond to every one of them. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy. I want to thank you for watching.